disappeared.
Hello, how's it going?
I'm good. Oh, good.
Wait, what you just said?
There was no bing. Usually when I turn on, it loads and it goes bing, bing. I heard this noise when the
Oh,
class
wow.
starts,
I
and it
didn't know
just
that.
it
No, for me,
smoothly
it
transferred.
doesn't pop nothing. You've just appearance on my
Oh,
screen.
really? Okay, mine always gives me a noise. It's like an alert that the person has appeared. Okay, but this time it didn't. It was really strange. Okay. Uh, how was your Labor Day?
Labor Day, it was fine. I went to train with some friends. We went to one of the most famous mountains here in São Paulo, the Pico do Jaraguá. It's
Pico do
like
Jaraguá. Okay.
I don't know what would be
That's
the
east.
name.
Is that east of Sao Paulo?
Yeah, that is.
I think I know
It
that one.
could be like a peak, a summit,
Yeah, yeah,
uh,
you can say peak or summit. Yeah.
a mountain. It's basically a mountain. And we went here from near my house because everybody here lives very, very close together. And then we went running down there. It's very nice actually because it's more like a green area, so it's a very nice place to be, and it's very hard as well because I believe it's more than 300 meters of difference of the altitude.
Okay, yeah, so your breathing
So,
isn't so good. You
so
get less
it's a
oxygen.
lot.
Yeah.
You can feel the difference on the air when you reach the
Top.
summit. You
Yeah, the
know,
peak. Yeah.
you feel that the air it's a little bit more. How would you say, like, it's not harsh. Uh, when you feel that you cannot breathe properly.
Yeah, yeah, that's normal when you're at the top. So it's like
I don't remember the
less
name.
it's less oxygen. I don't know what the word. Yeah, it can be
Yeah, there's
harder
less
to breathe or
oxygen.
harsher to breathe. You can say that. It's like if you look at Bolivians, Bolivians have big
Yes,
chests.
yeah,
So they have
because of the
massive, their
altitude.
bodies look kind of strange. It's because they have massive lungs because they're so used to breathing at
Really,
altitude.
it's
Yeah, they have
because
bigger
of
lungs.
that.
Because of their altitude. So your
I've
body
always thought of
shapes.
that because their body looks funny, you
Yeah,
know.
it doesn't. It
But
doesn't.
I didn't know
Yeah.
it was because of that.
Yeah, it's the same thing, and same with if you look at Sherpas or something like the people in Nepal. I don't. They're used to like for them, it's very easy to do things in the mountains because their lung capacity is bigger because they're used to
It's much bigger.
breathe
Yeah,
with less
it's
oxygen.
like the canyons, when it comes to running, because I think it's one of the main things. It's because of the altitude, because they're very used to have less oxygen when
Yeah,
running. So when
and
it
the other,
comes to other environments that have much more oxygen, it's much easier for them. And
well,
also,
it's weird though because again, their body type is kind of strange. It's very different if you think about
it
their
is.
body type compared to the body type of someone living in the mountains in Bolivia. It's barrel chested, they're wide and short,
Yeah,
but Kenyans are very, very tall and they're
yeah,
skinny.
I was going to say that because they're very tall and very skinny.
So it's got
Um,
to do. If you look at that, endurance runners can't be big. You can't be. You don't see strong muscular guys; they would die. So you need
there are
power to do
some
short distance. Long
muscular
distance
guys,
is big.
but the type of their body is very different. There's a guy I was seeing on YouTube that he he has the record for most pull-ups on a day. It's more than
Wow!
10,000 pull-ups on a
Holy
day.
God! Yeah, that's
Um,
impossible. How do you fight?
there's a strategy like doing like 4 to 5 pull-ups for a minute, and then sometimes he would just
Oh,
rest.
he breaks. Okay, okay, I understand. He wasn't doing them consecutively. Okay.
No, not consecutively, but he was doing pull-ups for 24 hours,
Okay.
non-stop. So,
Okay.
and he broke the record. He did more than 10,000 pull-ups. And then I was seeing that he also run marathons. He's like me, like very tall, very strong, but much more stronger, very very jacked the guy, and he runs marathons on like 2 hours and 30 minutes, 40 minutes on jeans.
And
It's very
jeans.
crazy on jeans. Yes,
That's
very crazy.
crazy. Ooh, okay. That's weird. I don't know.
There,
That sounds too uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't can imagine that one. I don't know what he's doing. He must be weird.
There
He wants
is.
attention. Maybe that's how he got
Yeah,
attention on
perhaps
running
that
a gene.
is the motive. Well, there's a lot of people, different people. When I ran the marathon, uh, like I think it was already 1 month ago, there was like many types of people. There was a guy that he was running backwards.
Oh wow, I've seen that people
Ran
do
the
that as well.
marathon
They say it's good for your
backwards.
brain.
So he ran the all the of the marathon, but he was running backwards. It was very very strange. And also two guys that were dressed like King and Hugh from Street Fighter.
Okay.
And also barefoot. They
Oh, that'd
were,
be uncomfortable too. I don't think we're supposed to run barefoot on the road. That's actually really bad for us. It's barefoot
yeah,
on grass, but again, that can be sore too. You can find a torn. But again, it's like
yeah,
they say people, it's good to be barefoot if you're on the grass, but if you're in your house, it's actually really bad for you because if you're walking barefoot in your house, your foot will get flat like this. You'll get a flat
really.
foot. Yeah, yeah. But you won't get a flat foot if you're on the grass because the grass has a natural curve, so it'll give you that curve
Yeah, they
underneath
they
your foot.
adapt to the curve. Yeah,
They adapt, so it's really
yeah,
better to in your
yeah,
house. Like now, it's better to use Chanelos
yeah,
or shoes or something. I
it's
don't know.
nice. Actually, I have a little bit of that costume of that habit of walking barefoot here in my house, and actually didn't know that, but that's
Well,
nice.
maybe, yeah, but maybe that you're like, but you're probably wearing runners and shoes, so it gives you the natural arch on your
Yeah,
foot. So that's okay. Like my nephew had a problem with flat feet. I don't know what happened, but maybe he was in his house just
yeah,
running around, and his feet became flat then for that reason. And so it's good to have. It's like good to have a supporting arch, and it will build it
yeah.
up. So shoes are actually good for us in that way too.
Yeah, I know that there are a lot of types of sneakers that adapt to the way you step on the ground. Because when you're running, there are many types. I believe there's three types. The normal that the foot is like uh, goes in a straight line, and the other two others that the foot goes a little bit for the one side. And
Well, you see that, yeah. There are people who can't walk properly. I always think there are kids who never played sport. When I was a kid, all the boys played sport, so most boys just walked straight. But
in a
even but
straight
still,
line, but others.
yeah, I
My
see
brother
there's
walks like
still.
this.
Oh,
Walks
he
like a
walks.
crab.
Oh,
It's very
no, that's
strange
terrible. You have to fix
because
that
when
though.
he runs with his feet like this.
Yeah, it's really strange. I don't know
It's,
why that is. I
I don't
see it in
know. I
Brazil.
don't
In
like
the
this.
park the other day, I saw a man and his son, and they were both the same. They're both like this. I was like, how can they
Yeah.
walk like that? Were they watching Charlie Chaplin? I don't know. I don't know, but it's so
Well,
strange for me. I don't know why
I've
they do
talked to
that.
my father a long time ago, and he explained to me that when we were kids, me and my brother, we used a special kind of boot, that actually shapes the way you walk, and
Okay.
you use that boot, that sneaker. I don't know what it is. I think it's a boot,
It's
and
probably
then
a boot more than a sneaker if it's
yeah,
for trekking.
it's going to shape the way you walk to walk in a straight line. And both me and my brother use that boot. But the strange thing is that when I walk, my both my feet walks and runs on a straight line. But my brother is like this.
I don't know what happened to him then. That's weird. I don't know if you can correct that. You must be able to correct it. I don't know if that's uncomfortable. Like I tried it once, just to see it. I was like, how do
Yeah,
they walk that way? And if I walk that way, it feels so bizarre. It feels so
I don't know
unnatural.
why, because when he's running, he runs like this, but he does not walk like this with his feet like this. He can
Oh,
walk in a
okay.
straight line, but when he runs, it goes like
Outwards. Okay.
naturally.
Okay. That's
I don't know
interesting.
why. I really don't know why.
Okay. Well, I guess people can change those things. Like physiotherapists or
Yeah,
chiropractors can change or body.
uh,
Because a lot of times we learn the wrong way how to walk or sit. And that's why you see people with like a lot of problems in their posture. And it happens as children. So it's like when people walk with their neck forward, they're probably slouching down a lot, or people get something called scoliosis. It's like your spine is
yeah,
twisted. And this
yeah.
is actually caused from kids not sitting properly. They don't sit up straight. They're like lying on the couch all the
All the
time or
posture,
twisted their body. But you can fix that. They're saying you can't, and initially the also say you can't, and now it seems like you can.
Yeah, about the posture, I think it's much easier to correct your posture because you also have those things that pull your back
Braces. Yeah,
braces. That's right.
yeah.
It pulls you back backwards. You know.
I use those as well because sometimes I don't
Really?
feel like yeah, I used to in
How
Ireland.
does it feel?
It feels actually really good. But it feels like
Really?
you might be wearing a bra. I was like, my brother caught me once, and my brother's like, "What are you doing? Are you wearing a bra or something?" And I was like,
Bra.
"No, I got
Yeah.
a bra." I showed them I had this thing, but because I was just like, it just pulls back your shoulders so much, you feel like you're
That you
standing
have
straighter.
to
And like,
maintain
'cause
the posture,
yeah,
right?
but you don't feel like you're forcing to maintain the posture. It does it
Yeah.
for you. But then after a time being, if you keep using it, you'll take it off, and then naturally your muscles have got accustomed to being in this proper position. So then you feel like you're walking straighter. Because I have a habit of
Yeah.
leaning forward. But if I do a lot of exercises, certain exercises, if I do my back exercises, there's one like this where you go down the wall like this, and after a while you just tighten up the muscles here on your shoulders, and then I feel like I'm walking straight all the time.
Yeah, people say that when you actually start going to the gym and started training like your chest, your back, and the muscles start to develop. For example, the chest muscles starts to grow bigger. You
Yeah,
cannot
wider.
like
Yeah,
go like this anymore, you know,
yeah, yeah. You can't curl yourself in.
because the muscles just doesn't allow it because there's not as much as space that you used to have when you didn't have some your muscles didn't develop. And that it comes to the back also because your
Yeah,
back
it's good. I
the
mean,
muscle
when I would
pulls you.
work out too, I noticed that as well. When in Ireland, when I used to do it, and I realized my posture got better. My wife is going to the gym regularly now, and she's like, I don't think I notice anything, but I can see my wife's muscles are stronger.
Yes.
Her back looks harder. I was like, oh, your back looks so strong right now. You're more like this. You seem like you have a strong back. It's not like she always stood straight, but it's just muscular now. You know.
Yeah, yeah. My girlfriend also says the same thing. When she started going to the gym, she used to go to the gym for almost like a year, and then she was feeling much better than she's feeling now because she had to stop to study law, you know. And she says that she wants to go back to the gym because it made feel her much better, you know. The in general, like
Well,
the
it does because it relaxes you. It takes away your stress. It lowers
yeah,
cortisol. And my wife noticed as soon as she went back to the gym, she sleeps way better. I was like,
yeah.
okay, yeah, it
That's
definitely
right.
works for those things.
Also because she has asthma, you know, so
Mm.
the working out gave her much more. How can I say? It helped her a lot with
Breathing,
her
I
lung
guess.
capacity. You know.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. And as well as that, if she's not, make sure she doesn't breathe with her mouth. Make sure her mouth's always
Yeah,
closed. That's a big
yeah,
part. Again, if you're living in Sao Paulo, there's more pollution and more dust. And also, they always say that people accidentally open their mouth are more likely to get
and breathe
asthma
with
or
her
get
mouth.
sick. So you have to
Yeah,
keep your mouth firmly closed and breathe through your nose.
yeah.
And
There's actually a lot of problems breathing through your mouth. You know. I saw there that were some studies that actually when child had a lot of colds during their development and could not breathe through the nose because of the flus, the
yeah,
colds, and started breathing through their mouths, their jaw, their bone
yeah,
structure of
that's
the
true.
face start to uh,
Elongate.
develop inward, you know.
Yeah, it can go
Not,
downwards. It can go downwards,
yeah,
we'll say,
that's right.
and
That's right.
they can get crooked teeth. So there was a dentist who well, there's two guys. This breathing
The Mike
specialist.
Mill,
I don't know if it's that guy. Yeah, mewing. Maybe the guy who was
the
talking about
mewing.
mewing.
Yeah, that's what mewing's about.
I can't remember what mewing is though exactly. Is mewing just closing your mouth? I don't remember. But yeah, the guy who invented that as well, he just said, yeah, he discovered that kids, it was all breathing, and the dentist didn't want to teach kids how to breathe. And they said years ago we didn't have these problems. So it's got to do with two things. So our teeth and jaws become crooked, first of all, because we're not breathing properly. And the other thing is we're not eating any hard food. So it's good for you to
Yeah,
eat. It's good for you to eat. Two things are really good for your teeth that you can get in Brazil that you can eat raw. One's coconut and the other's carrots. So you should always eat, every once in a while, you should eat the raw coconut and chew on it. And you'll feel it hurts your jaw because you're actually exercising your jaw when you're. I always have coconut in my house, but it's good for your teeth, good for your jaw structure, and same with carrots. But kids don't eat that anymore. Everyone's used to eating things that are so soft. We're actually making their jaws muscles really weak.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Also, there's also some tools like there's something that you put on
Jaw
behind on.
exercise. Yeah.
Yeah, then you go like
Yeah, yeah, but that's probably a good thing too. I never got one, but I would think I would like one too. It seems like a good exercise to keep your jaw strong, your
yeah,
muscles on.
yeah.
I
People say
put
that
I get a
there are
TMJ.
exercises, but I don't know if it's the most optimal way to
Oh, I don't know
exercise.
either. Well, the natural way again. The natural way is
Food, of course. Yeah.
yeah, it's chewing something hard. So therefore, it's coconut is the best option, I would say. Coconut, good for you.
Um, Actually, it's funny because when for example, my father used to do some pork chops, and the pork chops are naturally more hard to eat than some meat. And
What did you say you had? Pork?
pork chops.
Oh, pork chops. Okay, okay, yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
So when I was eating, I was feeling my jaw here, the muscles of my jaw hurting, for
Yeah, that's what
just
happened.
biting, trying to eat.
Yeah, and that's
But
what. But the thing is, then we feel like we shouldn't eat it, but it's wrong. We should be
yeah,
thinking about it. My jaw hurts eating coconut. I was like, oh, this coconut's too hard. But but I know it's good now. I kind of think, okay, this is good for me. I should do it. But I get locked jaw, Nicholas. My jaw locks.
like jaw. What is
Yes,
that?
it's when the muscle locks. It's like pulling a muscle in your jaw. So
Oh,
I've got this since I was a
oh,
kid. So my dad used to
oh.
get it. So every once in a while, my mouth would stay frozen and open. It would go, I can't move it, and I get this really strong pain
I
of the
had that
muscle tightening.
sometime. I had that one time ago. I was doing like I was feeling like a lot of headache, and when I was doing like this, like opening
Yeah,
my
that's when
jaw
you're locked.
and almost like stretching I think it's the masseter muscle
Yeah,
that
master.
connects
Okay,
between the jaw and I don't know the name,
temple.
the name of this muscle here that
Yeah, I know
comes
what the muscle
near
is. I
your
don't know what
head.
no. Yeah, I don't know what the exact muscle is.
I
This is the
know
area
the
of the
name
temple.
in Portuguese, but in English, I think it's a totally different name.
I
Uh,
wouldn't know. I don't even know what that
Temporal
muscle is.
lobe.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
it's
but the temporal lobe is your brain. I don't know if that's the muscle. This is called the temple, and the temporal lobe is the part that's inside
temporalis
your
muscle. Temporalis.
temporalis. Okay, I wouldn't
Temporalis.
know. I never heard of it.
It's that muscle here, and I was feeling a lot of headache, and I was trying like to stretch this muscle, and then I was stretching so much, like doing so much, my jaw just froze. I couldn't move, so I stayed like
Yeah,
Then
yeah,
I heard something like here click, like
yeah.
uh,
Muscle.
yeah, it just clicked. Then I it came back to the place. I was well.
Yeah, when it happens the first time, you're probably shocked. You're like, "What was that?"
Yeah, I
Never
was
had.
shocked
Mine
because
happened
it
when I was
never
a
happened
kid,
to me.
and I was like crying. I remember crying as a kid because mine was hurting. Mine was really strong pain, and I was like, and it was right under my jaw, right
Yeah,
under the part. And then I get it all the time, though. I get it once a year. I would get it. It was worse when I was a kid, and it was even more embarrassing if I got it in school. And I'm like, I hope no one looks at my face as I can't move my mouth, my jaw. Yeah,
yeah. Then your friends goes, oh, "Why your mouth is open like that?"
yeah. I said to my friend, I remember my best friend looking at me once, like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I can't move my mouth." He's like, "What?" And it's like, I came back. I was like, I can't move my mouth.
Wow, I never
Yeah.
heard about that. I had that time I told you, but I didn't know that was something that uh, would happen with
Well,
your.
I was wondering if it caused, like, there must be a reason behind it. So I was trying to think of it. It was only the dentist told me something. The
Hmm,
dentist told me once that I had a click in my jaw. I sometimes, and she goes,
okay.
okay, that means your jaw could be a little bit out of place. And I was like, oh, if my jaw's out of place, is that causing my jaw to lock, the muscle to lock? And I was like, okay, that could be a symptom. And then I was thinking, okay, did I have an accident with my jaw? And of course I did. I think I don't know if I told you before. I was playing on the beach on the wooden beams. These wooden beams or columns, or we call them wave breakers. Okay, and I
Yeah.
was jumping on them, and I was playing with my brother, and I fell. And when I fell on top of one with my face like this, boom, and
Wow.
I cracked my jaw on it, and my teeth went right through my lip. So my lip was
Oh wow.
swollen.
That's
My
hurt.
teeth were loose. I chipped a tooth. So yeah, and I was bleeding everywhere. But it hit my
Wow.
jaw too. So everything was in pain, but I just don't remember it. And I was like, okay, that's where I hit my jaw. And
What age were
after
you?
I was around 9, 10 years old around
Oh,
that
you
time.
were a child.
Yeah,
That's
entirely. Yeah,
okay.
because I was playing as a kid. So the doctor said I didn't need any stitches. But after that was the first time I got locked jaw. It was on the same time I got the locked jaw on the same holiday. And I remember it because we were driving in a van or something and my jaw got all sore. But I never associate it with falling and hitting my jaw, you know?
Yeah,
And then I was thinking,
it
okay, now
surely
my,
has something to do with it, you know.
yeah, everything can be linked. Yeah, people
Wow.
get trapped muscles or a pinched muscle, and you might get it as a kid, and you never get it ironed out because your parents don't think about it. And then if you go somewhere and they press a certain area, it loosens it up, and then you're better again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see. So today, Nicholas, I'll give you two options between boredom or architecture.
Boredom or architecture?
Yeah,
Well,
very different topics.
let's talk about boredom.
Okay, let
Boredom.
me see.
Boredom sounds more funny.
Yeah, it sounds weird because sometimes I like because architecture you kind of can guess what
Yes.
it is. Boredom, you don't know
I
what
know
you're
a lot
thinking about.
about architecture.
Okay, here's your first question then for today. What do you think of when you hear the word bored?
Bored. Well, I will think of myself like when I have nothing to do, like
Yeah, it's
nothing.
similar when we have nothing to do. The funny
Uh,
thing is, you know what? I'm never bored anymore, Nicholas. But when I was a kid, I was bored because think about it. When I was a kid, we had two TV stations, television station, and it used to rain a lot in Ireland.
yeah,
So it was cold, you couldn't go outside, or raining, and you had two TV stations. So it's like I remember feeling bored a lot, and you have to think of your own entertainment thing because when you're bored, you have to be very creative.
yeah. Also, I think when we start to grow up, we start to enjoy some of that moments, you know, of I think it would be of solitude, not just boredom, but you're alone by yourself and you have some time to think by yourself all alone.
Well,
You
you
know,
can come
just
up with great ideas. You know, that's the problem
yeah,
now. I wonder if we can, like, you know, Einstein and Tesla and those guys, they would sit by themselves, and Edison. And, you know, Edison used a rocking chair and he would sit and then he'd leave a glass drop on the floor when he fell asleep and he'd come up with an idea. Well, I would come up with ideas when I was bored too. You know, like I might write a story or something when I was a kid, or I might make my own models because I used to make models. And I would make that just by sitting down by myself and being bored, an idea would come to me. I made up my own football card game as well.
wow,
Just by being, because my dad went to a museum and I was like, I'm
baby
not,
boy.
I was
Yeah.
bored because my dad, I think I told you before, when my dad goes to a museum, he doesn't go for an hour, he'll go there for 4 hours. I was like, I'm not going with my dad. He's just going to read everything. So I got some cards, normal cards, and I started inventing a soccer game with each of the cards in my
Yeah.
head and I made it up. But that's because I was bored.
Yeah, well, that's right. Actually, I don't get a lot of ideas when I'm like bored or by myself and pure solitude, but I actually get a lot of new ideas, some uh, ideas, some different thoughts when I hear some different people talking. So sometime I will go, oh, okay, I want to hear another podcast from a different topic I'm not
Yeah, I
as
do the
used to.
same. Yeah.
And I started to get a lot of ideas that I wasn't used to because for me the topic is very new, you know. So it's
Yeah,
something.
and even if you get a same topic with a different perspective, it's interesting
Yeah,
too.
that's
So
right.
you know, like I listened since I had cancer before. I like listening to people talking about cancer, and there's other people who actually have their ideas how to cure cancer. I know. I think I have like around 10 brilliant, different ideas to cancer, and they're completely
Yeah,
different to each other because some of these really intelligent people haven't come together. And I was like, okay, this guy's theory is completely different than the other guy's theory, but he said he can
yeah,
cure cancer the same way. You know, I was like, this is fascinating. I'm going to try this. What they'll say,
yeah,
like one guy's just like taking B vitamins, B vitamin 1, B vitamin 3, B vitamin 7. And he said like the cancer is like a blockage than anything else, like a roadblock, and you just have to open it up. And he goes, these
Yeah.
three vitamins will open it up for you. And he goes, you could also take aspirin to make it like get rid of inflammation. He goes, all those things will work together. And another
Mhm.
guy's theory will be like fasting, and another guy's theory is like
Yeah,
taking
I saw about that fasting. Also,
deworming medicine.
yeah, I saw another one that would say that the cancer is actually when the mitochondria, is it
Uh-huh.
correct?
Yeah, that's
It's
correct.
not, it's unhealthy, and
Yeah, that is true.
the cellular process is not actually working correctly on your body, and they start to develop another cancerous cells,
Yeah,
So
they
there's
duplicate
a
in a
lot of
bad way. And there's fermentation. So the thing is, with the mitochondria, some people are not too sure if it's good or bad to give it more. So if you produce more
yeah,
mitochondria, they're saying, well, maybe the cancer will take that and produce more cancer faster if you give it the
and
even good
ego also.
mitochondria. And other people say maybe you should just eliminate mitochondria, like fasting, you eliminate everything, right? So you're not feeding the cancer anything. So those
Yeah.
ones, there's a competitive theory with that. So I'm not quite sure which one is correct because I hear people talking with both. But obviously, if you give it nothing at all, it will still kill the cancer because the cancer needs
Yeah,
some fermentation and needs some food. That's why fasting
sure.
works. So
Also, there is about some other medicines that there are some alternative medicines. I think we've talked about this one, that ivermectin.
yeah, that works too. Ivermectin. Because it's like they'll say cancer is like a parasite or a bacteria, and
Yeah,
you can kill it off using antibacterial or like parasite medicine. And dog medicine works as well. There's one called
dog
fenbendazole.
medicine.
Some guy used a dog medicine and and he only used the dog medicine because the dog medicine cured his dog of all the
Wow,
tumors. And he's like, well, how come it's curing the dog? And then he took the medicine and it cured his cancer after like
I
three
didn't
months.
know about this.
And there's another. It's like there's another medicine for that can work in cancer too. It's called DMSO, and that's used
Yeah,
for
that's so.
horses. And it was getting rid of pain and inflammation in horses. And someone's like, well, why are we using it on horses and not on ourselves? And then when they
Yeah,
use it on ourselves, you realize people's arthritis got better. They didn't get Parkinson's disease. It healed their acne and scars. So it's like, why are we not using it? Why don't the doctors recommend this? But you can get that now everywhere. DMSO, it's called. It's like D-metal sulfoxide or something. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, there's so many different theories, and I think they're probably good to try them and see if they work. If you do have cancer, and probably slow it down. And
sure.
aspirin, there's another guy. Some guy said if there's a stronger version of aspirin, it has the it's not called aspirin, it's called D26 something blah blah oxide or something. It's got a big long name. But he said if you get that
Okay.
and take it at 400 milligrams per day for like a week, you could probably kill cancer. And I was like, that's
Wow.
absurd. And I was like, okay, but where do I get it? So I typed it in. No one
That's
sells it
something
online.
interesting.
You know,
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah. Some other thing that I saw was very recent, that some doctors, some scientists, and stuff like that, were trying to develop a contraceptive, masculine contraceptive for men. That would actually. I don't know if it would like just stop the production of the sperm, or would make a different. Uh, so it would make like the sperms not being able
yeah,
to
function
reach
properly. Okay.
the eggs or something like that. But I know it's very new. It's very recent. But
Yeah, I've heard of that one too. Yeah, but I don't know because I always wonder what the risks are. The risks of
yeah,
all these things
you have
might
to
be
know the
really
risk.
crazy. Yeah.
Because I know they were testing on rats, lab rats, but they were starting to develop to test it on male humans. But of course, you have to know the if there are any counter effects.
Side effects. Well, they showed the one for women has massive side effects. They just don't tell the
Yeah,
women,
I
and
see
it
that.
it changes their brain and makes women angry or crazy or something like that. So it's like, okay, why are they giving this all the time without telling the women?
Well, yes. Are you
Yeah,
bored learning English?
I am bored
No.
learning English.
No,
No,
of
good.
course not. It's
English
actually
is fun.
funny.
Actually, it depends on what stage you're at, I think. So I think some people, when you're at the beginning stage and you can't break through, I think you're bored. Like when you can't
Yeah,
find the
because
right
you have to
word.
learn the basic grammar. No, it not wouldn't be the syntax of the language. No, but learn the basics.
Yeah, but
Uh,
that's really hard at the start. It depends because you probably don't remember now
to
because
get
you did it
some
younger.
vocabulary and stuff. Because But I think the easiest way to learn English, for example, the way I did start to learn English was to consume a lot of content, you know. So I started to do everything that I would normally do during my day, like watch a movie, read a book, and start to actually doing it on English. And it helped me a lot to build vocabulary and stuff. But from now on, it's not boring for me because
Yeah, because it's more natural. That's what I mean. When
yeah,
it feels more natural, it becomes less boring and not you're not thinking so much. But I get when I get people on the beginner stage and they can't break through, they're really
yeah,
frustrated and bored, I think.
harder. Yeah,
Is school
it's
boring? Why or
boring.
why not? I found school boring. I'm going to say I hated school. But
Depends.
I liked history and geography by itself. So it's funny. I could go home and watch a whole documentary about history and geography and animals, but if
Yeah,
I'm in
because
school, I hated it.
it's subjects that we like to learn about, you know, to watch. For example, I had many subjects on school that I did not learn anything at all. I did not like it, but there were others that I enjoyed very much, and it can be boring, of course, but I think when you have some friends, you can make some uh, jokes, and you're like a clown. You can
No,
joke
you
with
can
your
mess in your
friends and
class.
stuff
You're
like
not
that.
paying attention.
More, you have more freedom. I think it's more funny, you know, because on the times of school, I was like a clown, you know. Nowadays, I'm not like that, but it
Okay, you
was
can
very
joke
funny.
more. Okay, yeah, you can have more
Yeah,
fun. Yeah, I didn't like her. So, like when I looked at science class, oh, it was so difficult. Or physics and
yeah.
chemistry, I hated it. And my teacher would shout at me, so I was like, I hate this class. Okay, what's the most boring thing you have to do?
Most boring thing, I would say, work actually. Uh, the
Your work is
the
boring. Okay, you don't
the
enjoy any
thing
of the
is,
process.
the bad thing is not. I don't remember the phrase, but I won't remember. But okay, some days in work there it's very boring. Like you have to do very manual activities. That for example, some projects that has to map some accounts, some structure of accounts, and you have to do it on manually. You don't have a very efficient way to optimize this process, and it ends up being very manual, and it's very boring, you know. And you cannot escape from this because you have to actually deliver the all this map. So I think it really depends on the work you have to do.
Okay, okay. So it just depends on your. Mine is pretty good.
Yeah,
I get to speak to different people all the time, so it's not
yeah,
usually
that's
boring.
nice. That must feel nice.
Yeah, I don't even if I talk to someone whose English level is really low, it's boring. And even if I ask the same questions, because I have a lot of the similar questions for everyone, everyone gives me different answers. So it's so good. And
Yeah,
also,
that's a nice thing.
we don't get stuck on a question. You know, if we can talk one question, it might lead us down some other pathway.
Sure, sure.
Okay. Do you have boring friends? Ooh, I had one really, really boring friend. Oh my God. His voice was so
Mm,
monotonous. It's like, how are you? What are you going to do today? And he never changed his tone of voice. And I
no,
remember all
boring.
my other friends said the same thing.
I do not have boring friends. I have boring colleagues because
Ah,
the
right.
friends I actually
You can
uh,
choose them.
go around and talk, and we talk much more. They're not boring. They're very nice. They're very intelligent. It's nice to talk with them. You actually get some new ideas, get some new perspectives. It's very nice. But for example, on work has a lot of boring people. You know, oh, there is some girl from HR that she's very boring. She goes like, I'm gonna go and grab my coffee, and then she she enters the office and starts to just speed on me like uh, how do you say? I don't remember the word. Uh,
Pode falar em português. Talvez eu sei.
I'm trying to remember. Just like I would say, reclamando,
No, complaining. Okay, complaining.
complaining. That's right. That's right. And she just starts complaining about life.
Mhm.
I'm so tired. I didn't sleep well. I wanna get out of here, and
And then it's every day the same thing. You kind of go away.
it's
Okay,
just the
yeah,
same thing.
yeah, it can be negative.
So,
Well, the poor
so
thing, maybe she doesn't have to communicate. Some people don't, you know. The Chinese, I told you
yeah,
when I talk to Chinese and Japanese, they wait for me to ask a question because they can't express themselves about something.
yeah, yeah. This
Okay,
boring,
this question.
boring movie.
Boring movie you watched. Oh, they're so boring. I can't remember ones that are boring. I told you when we were talking about movies before, I said I didn't like Birdman. I don't remember any of it. It was so boring. There was nothing to keep
What's
my
the name?
attention.
What's the name again?
Birdman. Birdman.
Birdman. Oh, Birdman. That is a
Yeah,
boring movie.
that was really boring.
It's with
And
Michael Keaton,
yeah,
right?
Michael Keaton. Yeah, that was super boring. There was nothing actually
Yeah,
keeping
it
my
is boring.
attention in
I've
that.
watched it a long time ago.
Yeah, nothing kept my attention at all in that film. Again, I said everything, everywhere, all at once. But that wasn't so much boring. It was just that it went on forever. There was a lot of action scenes, but it just wasn't very good to win an Oscar. But maybe not
Yeah,
so boring.
yeah. Actually, I don't watch a lot of boring movies because I don't like them. But a very nice movie that I've watched recently was I don't know if you'll ever watch it. It's that one with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, the Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh yes, that was a weird one. Yeah, that was a
Yeah,
very weird.
the weird one with the guys on the capes, the red
Yeah,
capes,
yeah,
and
and they go. I can't even remember that. Yeah, I've seen
strange
that movie.
parties.
I did see that movie twice, but I don't even remember what was going on in the movie. Yeah, it was a weird one. I remember. Yeah, but that was
It
Stanley.
is a weird one, but it's actually interesting because
Yeah, it had an interesting story behind it when you read about it. Yeah.
I don't know if you remember the scenes, but actually people say that Kubrick, the director of the movie,
Yeah, he did that
actually
one. I remember
removed some parts before launching it to the public. So there were many parts, like much heavier parts than the orgy scenes and
that.
stuff.
Yeah, that was so bizarre. Yeah, like what
Yeah,
is going on in this
there
film?
were so much heavier parts, and they had to remove.
Of
Uh,
course, it would be
before
censored, I
launching.
guess. Yeah.
And people say some conspiracies like that. The movie actually, how how would you say?
Maybe it's the
Uh,
Freemasons. You
yeah, it's not about the Freemasons, but actually about some
have them in
elites
Brazil as
and
well.
yes, about some elites, and so people that
Okay, going
didn't
to
like
some.
at all, didn't
Well, they
like
have.
it.
There is part. Oh yeah, maybe for that reason. Maybe he put their symbols in there, and they didn't like having their symbol. There's other ones in America. What's it called? I can't remember. There's other weird clubs,
Illuminati,
and it's kind of similar to the Masons as well. But I don't like any of these secret groups
the
because they're
Bohemian
silly.
Grove.
Yeah, Bohemian Grove. That was I was thinking. Bohemian Grove. Yeah, and they go there and they do certain weird things. Like it was very.
Yeah,
It is very cult like. Of course, again, they can be really good for fraternity groups and universities because they can be somewhat cult like and they can keep things together. But I don't know what the point is of being in these groups. Like people want to know secrets and they think these people have secrets and they keep the secret from you
yeah.
and you go up one step at a time and you'll know something. Um,
It's hard to know. People say, for example, there's some video that the guy went to the city where is the Bohemian Grove,
yeah, I don't know what
and
that is.
everyone, and he came to some ordinary people and asked them if they knew anything about the club or saw anything strange. And everyone, when they hear the name, the Bohemian Grove Club, they sound scared, very
Yeah,
scared, because if someone was controlling what they could say or not to anyone that is an outsider.
yeah, they
So
want to hide everything. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. Well, I mean, again, maybe it's like they control the economy in there. They have insider
some
trading, all those other
sex
things.
parties, I don't know.
What they could have those things too. We don't know what they're doing. You know, I don't know. There's a lot of secrets. It's like the guy with Jeffrey Epstein. We don't want secrets those places have.
Yeah, the Jeffrey Epstein Island as well. For me,
Well,
it's
that's what
very
they
funny
find
that
out.
even Stephen Hawking went to the island.
Well, a lot of people did. Who else went to that island and mentioned it? I don't
Bill
know. I don't. I
Clinton.
don't think. I don't think Trump went there, but Trump got in a fight with the guy Epstein and threw him out of his place, and he said he never
Yeah,
wanted to see him again. So I think Trump knew he was doing something crazy, years and years ago, like well before he was
yeah. I know
president.
that Trump was a friend from Epstein, but on the list of people that went to the island, I think Trump wasn't included. You know.
Yeah, I don't think he did go, but he went to some other party with him and they kicked him out. I remember reading that. But I think Bill Clinton went. There's like the conspiracies there. Bill Clinton went, and who else was there? Kevin Spacey, but he's very controversial
Conspiracy.
as well.
You could even know Obama.
Obama went
Obama.
too. I don't know if Obama went. But again, these people might know. It's just like everyone's friends with Epstein, and then they get invited and they're told to go, and then they get trapped, and they're like, okay, so I don't know who's done the right thing and who's done a wrong thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. But it's related to Mossad, so they think it's got to do with how, because America's always good friends with Israel. They always back them out all the time. So they believe that Epstein, because they don't know how he got his money. How could he be so filthy rich? So they think he was backed by Mossad,
Yeah, powerful
and
friends.
Mossad was blackmailing American politicians or
Yeah, that's
billionaires.
right. I was going to say that
That's the theory.
the strategy behind the island was basically blackmailing powerful people because uh, they possibly had the footage
Cameras.
of them doing anything at all in the
With
island.
underage girls, yeah, and they could no,
Yeah,
it's really that's what it was called. So they get girls who are underage. They might pretend to these men that the girls are overage. They're like, oh, they're 18 or 19, and then you find out they're like 15 or 14, and that you
yeah,
go to prison for a long time. So that's what they were doing. But we don't really fully know because the guy Epstein died in prison, and we don't know how he died, which is weird. How did he die in
yeah.
prison when he didn't want to die? It's really crazy. So we won't find out afterwards. We won't know when that will come up. But there's loads of conspiracy theories with that too. But it makes me wonder why everyone wants to be inside those groups. Everyone wants to be. It's like Scientology. They think there's a special secret. It's like sometimes when people
Scientology.
yeah, Scientology. That's crazy as well. Scientology is really weird. You know about that one? Scientology is a real cult. It's
I've
really
heard
bizarre.
about it, but I'm not familiar with the.
Okay, well, the guy who wrote Scientology, L. Ron Hubbard, he was a science fiction writer. And then after being a science fiction writer, he decided he could start his own cult. So that's what he
Okay.
really did. He was a science fiction writer who made his own religion. And again, it's how a lot of those cults work. It's like it's layers and layers, and then you want to get up to the top layer and the top secret, and you won't get the information. So a lot of people join because they think, oh, I'm going to get special powers, and then you keep them at a lower level. Then they know a little bit more secrets, and then you get wealthy, more power, and you can control everything. And that's what it's all about. It's really crazy, but it grew to a massive organization or a massive cult. We'll say it was a really bad one. And you can't. And a lot of people can't leave it. And when people get investigated by it, they get attacked. But what it was really funny when people find out what the top layer is, it's about aliens. It's really
Really?
stupid. Yeah, if you get to the very top layer, they'll say it's about aliens, and they're like, what? And a lot of people don't know this because when you start or any other layer, you don't know. And if you figure out the secrets, this is what it's about. But it's kind of really insane. Tom Cruise is a Scientologist, right? But
Oh, I've heard about this, but
he
I didn't
stays
know
as one.
what the Scientology were about.
But it's just really great. But he stays as a Scientologist because they worship him as a celebrity. So he gets worshipped in there. So they give him all special treatment. And they said the guy who's in charge is really insane. The current guy, his name is Miscavige or something, David Miscavige, and he's insane. He has episodes of rage and he beats people and he keeps them in prisons inside the compounds. It's like, okay, it's a real cult.
Wow.
So that one's nuts. Yeah, so if you ever join a group, you should join a group that you know what it stands for and it's very
Yeah.
open. But people don't want to do that. They like the secret ones. So like if you join a religious group, at least you know what it stands for. It stands for religion and
Yeah.
goodness.
I
Or
think
I know
people
there's
need to be part of something bigger than themselves,
we
you know?
do. We do. We want to know that there's something. It's like like in America, there's the Ancient Order of Hibernians. But again, that's just for Irish Americans, and it's a Catholic organization, and it's about liking Irish history, and that's it. So that's all they stand for. It's nothing secret. But the very secret ones, I mean, you can join Buddhism. I do meditate
Yeah.
with Buddhists. I say, well, I'm not a Buddhist, but some people want secrets. They're like, oh, but what can I learn? They're always answering the same question. But if I meditate for this long, what will happen? They think they're going to get some magic power or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like,
Uh,
no, it's not going to come.
yeah. Like I said, what do you do when you get bored? Okay, let's get to the question.
Okay.
I believe the first thing that comes in my mind when I have nothing to do, and I have like no work activity or uh, college activities, it's reading a book. For example, some weekends that I don't get to see my girlfriend because perhaps she's studying or she's with her family and something happened. I just spend the afternoon reading. I get some book and goes like hours reading.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
probably do the same. I have two books ready for me. I got one on China called Red Roulette about corruption. I got a novel on my phone. So I got two books. But
okay,
also I do everything. I will see podcasts. I look at the podcast I want to listen to. I look at YouTube to see if something interesting appeared on YouTube. I'll do my
yeah,
exercise. I might look at Instagram, but only briefly because I don't really use Instagram that much. Um,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I
Also,
post something.
go to the gym workout. That's a very nice thing. Even that, for example, I went to with my group on the first day. We went to run to that mountain I've told you, and I'm very very sore until today. My legs are like completely sore. But for example, if I was bored, okay, let's go to the gym. Let's work out like a light workout. Perhaps do some of the bike or a shoulder workout that's uh, lighter. There are many options.
Yeah, there's loads. I never
Are
bored
men,
for that reason.
women more boring? Why? That's a hard one.
Well, I'm going to say women because why I say that overall is because as a man, when we were kids, when I was a boy, it's like I can play football, I can play computer games, I would cycle my bike, I climb trees, I play with toys. I did so much other things with boys, but I remember
Yeah,
girls thinking they don't really like those things. They might do skipping or clapping or fancy paper, and they didn't have the same interests. And boys like getting dirty or doing something a little bit more dangerous. Well, that's kids.
yeah,
Men and women, I don't know. I still think women are probably a little bit more boring than men, we'll say.
yeah. That is true. I believe that if you get the average comparison between men and women, most part of the average woman are more boring than the average most part of
Man.
the man. You
Yeah,
know.
I think the man will like more sports or something more intriguing than women. I don't know, women like men can watch lots of sports and play lots of sports, but women generally don't.
Yeah, but that can be interesting for us,
But not for them. Doesn't mean. But what do
a
they find
certain group.
interesting?
But for another
Maybe.
certain group of women, that cannot be interesting at all. So I
Yeah.
think it really depends of
Well, it depends on the person. Yeah, it depends on the personality of the
person
person.
and also the community you're inserted. So, um, for example, people around here, my neighborhood, looks very boring, sounds very boring. Everybody is like very how would you say
Just
very
average
gray,
people.
you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, but that's normal. Most people are not so. When I ask people how is their day, they're like, oh, ordinary. No one has done anything exciting.
Yeah, it goes like this. It's normal, but like just like I told you on work, people do not have any uh, interesting chat or to do. So when I try to chat with some colleagues and stuff, I try to dive on some other deeper topics, anything at all about politics, about
That's a dangerous
books,
zone.
about life outside work, and they go, "Oh, okay. So, uh, what are you going to do on the weekend after our period here? I'm gonna drink, go to the bar,
That's it.
and that's it.
Gotta get drunk.
There's nothing besides that.
Okay.
Okay, why do we
Why
get?
do we get bored?
I would say that it's the lack of stimulation, not in the aspect of pleasure, but something that can challenge us.
Mhm.
Would
But
I
what do you
would say,
think? But isn't it kind of weird why we have boredom? Like, why do we have boredom as kind of an emotion or thought? Why can't we just sit there?
yeah, because there are actually some people that loves doing nothing all day long.
Mhm.
I've met people like that. For example, I went with my girlfriend's stepmother family to a place. How would you say, like the sitio? I always forget the name.
Yeah, you say we don't really have situ. It's like you use it as a site is situ, but
A site,
it kind
like
of
in
means like a farm or a country house in your
yeah,
sense.
like a farm. It could be a farm. And there were actually some people from her for stepmother family that wasn't doing anything all day long. For example, we had a pool to
Yeah,
dive, to swim. We actually had a little soccer camp. We had the snooker table.
yeah, okay,
We
fun.
had a
Pool
lot of things.
table, yeah. Yeah, I see the same thing when we do that when I go
And
to.
people
I
would
don't.
just like sleep all day long.
That's so boring. Yeah, yeah. I think it's boring too. So the same thing when I go
All
to my
day
father-in-law's house, we
rest,
play ping pong, we do the
layer.
swimming pool. Yeah, but they're tired because they're doing nothing. That's kind of the problem.
Yeah,
Doing nothing
that's
makes you
right.
tired. They need to shake their
Well,
blood.
actually depends of the person I'm with because I actually have a lot of energy. So if it depends on me, for example, when I go to the beach with my girlfriend's family, there is some I won't remember the name, but her family likes doing like going to the beach, going to uh, restaurant, and but after that they just want to go home and rest. But I have a lot of energy yet, so of course it depends as well.
Yeah, it depends on the person. Yeah, but I know my wife's family sometimes it's like they don't want to go in the pool. They don't want to play. They don't want to play table
Yeah,
tennis. They don't want to play pool. They
when
just
it's
want to do
off,
nothing. They
yeah.
just want to. They just want to sit in their phone. So it's like I'll bring like a little pateka and I'll be playing it, and it's like, do you want to play? And then eventually I get them to play, and then they're kind of laughing because they're not used to doing any physical exercise. Like the blood's actually flowing in their bodies.
Yes, yes.
What is the most boring book you had to read?
Wow, I won't remember because I also don't
Boring
like
books. Okay.
reading
Boring
uh,
books, yeah. I
boring
might
books.
stop them. A few boring books I started, I stopped. I said, I don't want to read this one. There's something
Yeah,
better.
are you a boring person? I would say not, because I talk a lot with people. There people say that I have a big mouth. So boring I cannot be, but I can be. How would you say? Uh,
I don't know.
I won't remember the name. Let me look here. Uh, annoying, annoying.
An annoying person. You
Well,
annoy
it
everyone.
depends,
Okay.
because there are some topics that I get excited talking. So depending of the people, I get to talk a lot. And I think I start to annoy the person.
No, like he's talking too much about this topic.
Yeah,
Shut up.
I think anyone when gets excited.
Hmm.
What
Uh,
do you complain about when you were bored?
I don't get bored anymore. So I used to complain, I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do. But now I
Yeah,
always find something to do. So I don't know. Only when I was younger.
I don't actually know. Uh, I, I don't know. It really depends. For example, when uh, complaining about when you have nothing to do, you're seeking like a new activity, a new hobby, or a new challenge. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know either. It's kind of hard to choose what you get bored of. Um,
Is
is
there
your
English? You're
teacher
boring.
boring? Yeah, yeah. I didn't even see that. I didn't even see that question coming. You have to judge me. Am I really boring with this?
No, no, it's not.
But I
He's
passed the
not.
test. Okay, yeah.
He's a
I
nice
don't
guy.
think. I don't think
He's
I'm a
a nice
boring
guy.
teacher. At least I get that. My students take, no, you're more entertaining than the other teachers I had. They bored me. It's like,
Yeah,
okay, thanks
yeah,
God.
that is true.
I had actually another Brazilian guy, and he was like, "Yeah, I tried another two teachers. Oh, they were so boring." It's like I came back to you again because he wanted actually classes on Monday, and I don't work Monday, so he came. He took my time on Tuesday.
Yeah.
How would you help someone who says they are bored?
Oh, try to. to seek for a new hobby,
That's what I
perhaps.
always think too. I write a list of things. I think that's the best thing to do. I was like, write a list of everything, like read a book,
Everything
do
you can
swimming,
do.
go to pool, watch
New
a movie,
movie,
all those things. That's what I would say. And when you write things
you
down, but
play a
actually,
sport.
I think movie is actually a boring option because I think all those people who are bored are just watching movies. They watch Netflix and then they watch another Netflix. You know?
Yeah.
Do you
The
think
sport
sport
is
is boring?
so much sport. No, actually, I
Yeah,
love
I
doing
love sport too.
sports.
I love doing sports and I love watching sport. Like, for example, I mightn't know anything about volleyball and then I'll start watching it and go, oh, I would find this exciting. And I find cricket, when I watched 2020 cricket, the fast cricket, I wanted to know about it. So I found it a bit more exciting because normally cricket's really boring. But when I understood the rules, I was like, okay, this is a little bit more exciting now. But yeah, I
Yeah,
love sport because it's a challenge. That's what makes it exciting.
sure.
What's the best way to stop being bored? Get something to do.
Yeah.
That
Well,
one's a
I
simple
think
one.
there's two aspects. One that you actually have to enjoy that time that you have to yourself, being bored, like you said, for getting new ideas, thinking of something new to do, something like that. And the other part that you actually have to seek something to do, like we spoke about, search for a new hobby, playing sport, anything at all. It would help
Anything, yeah, I think everything helps. You just find
to not
like,
be bored.
but I think some people when they're bored, they don't want to do the other boring things. They don't want to clean the house. They don't want to, they don't
Sure.
want to water the
Yeah.
plants. Everything becomes too difficult. They want something exciting, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
but it's not always that you're not have something exciting to do, you know.
sure, of course. Is window shopping boring? Why or not?
Window shopping.
And window shopping is boring. It's
What
what
would
girls
be
like.
window shopping?
Mm. I think window shopping generally is when women just, they walk around the mall and they just stare at the shops and all the clothes,
Oh,
but they mightn't buy
oh,
anything. They just stare at everything. Like, next time I might buy this.
oh.
I was like, oh,
That is so boring, dude.
yeah, this is the most boring thing in the world. I don't know how many people like have it. When I shop as well, I have an idea what I want. It's like, I need two pairs of shorts. Boom, boom,
Now
there's two.
you just go
Perfect.
directly on the shorts, you know.
Yeah, I
That,
just know what I
that's
want
the
and
thing
leave.
about when you go with, for example, your wife or perhaps my
Yeah.
girlfriend, and they go to the store and I really like this piece, but let's go to the other stores to see if there's anything better.
That her voice.
And then
No, I don't
you
put it
run
in.
all the stores on the shopping, or I don't know, and then okay, let's go back to the that one piece I've liked.
Okay.
So yeah,
10
it's
stores
very, very.
later. 3 hours
You're
later, 10 stores later.
actually not. Some
No,
that
you're.
is not
I was about
boring.
to say too. I say too.
Here in
Brazil.
Brazil, politicians are not boring, dude.
They're very exciting. They always want to kill each other. They're always argumentative. Of course, they tend it with the chair. That was brilliant. Remember
Yeah,
when Marcel?
yeah. The one I saw, the Datena guy that just threw the chair. Wow.
I'm surprised he didn't go to prison for that because that's really a serious assault.
Yeah, it actually resulted in nothing.
Nothing. That's what I was wondering.
It
He
was
must have
like
paid, but
not
I'm
even a
guessing
warning, you know.
he must have got. He must have to pay something. He must have paid
I don't
compensation
know.
because it's
I
still
really don't
assault.
know.
Even though the other guy was an idiot too. They're both
I
insane.
really don't know.
What are the most boring questions you know? I think here in Cambly, where are you from? What do you do? Because everyone keeps me like, oh,
Yeah,
everyone keeps on asking me about my life. I don't want to know anymore. And I was like, oh yeah, I know these questions are boring. But when I meet someone at the start, I have to ask those questions too,
yeah.
just in case. Otherwise, I'd be rude. But I try to go through those questions quickly, unless they have a very interesting job. Like some guy was making drones and suicide drones for the Turkish army. I was like,
What?
you make suicide drones? And he's like, yeah, we crashed them into the.
Wow.
I was like, okay. I was like, that's a really crazy job. But
Okay.
yeah, but some people have interesting ones. Okay. Do you think animals get bored?
No.
I think they do. Animals
It
do
really
get bored.
depends. Animals are much more intelligent. I think they can get bored,
Well, it's
but
really, it, yeah, but it's the animals that get bored are our animals in the house. Dogs and cats can get bored, especially dogs. They need to be walked. They get stuck. And zoo
Yeah,
animals.
that is true.
So
That is
you
true.
see. So if you see in a zoo an animal's in a small cage, you see them pacing back and forth. That means they're extremely bored and anxious.
Yeah. Okay.
Nicholas, with that, our time's up. I'm gonna have a
Okay,
coffee.
Cormac.
Okay.
See ya.
See you later.